Hey gang, welcome back to practice. Today we've got a 25-minute twist on the practice. We're just going to twist a little bit. So I think that twisting is a really important element to the entire yoga practice. Sometimes we just move too quick through it. So in this 25-minute practice, we're going to slowly build some heat in the body, practice a couple of different varieties of the twist, and get you into your core so you can support a good, structured, supportive twist. Enough talking, let's twist. All right, everyone, welcome. Let's get into it. So you're going to come down to a constructive rest position on your back. For this, you're going to bring your knees together and open up your feet a little wider than your hips so that your knees can kind of fall in towards the center. Allowing for some space in the pelvis. The shoulders, the hips, the feet on the ground in a straight line. Then open up your arms nice and wide. Take your right arm on top of your left arm and grab for opposite shoulders. It's already introducing some elements of a twist here right at the top. Try and follow the breath. In through the nose, out through the nose. Another breath in, like you could breathe into your shoulders. And out. Very good. On the next inhale, open up your arms nice and wide, nice and slow, and then take your left arm over the top. So elbow to elbow, right over the sternum, grab for opposite shoulders. Adjust your neck if it's getting a little short. We'll come back to the breath. In through the nose. Slowly exhale. Another breath in, like you could fill up your shoulders. And out. Getting heavier, heavier. Last one in. And out. Very good. Let that go. Open up the arms. And bring the knees into the chest. Maybe a little side to side. Feel the back on the ground. A little up and down. Rolling up and down through the spine. Good. We'll come into a tabletop pose just to warm up the basics. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. You know the drill by now. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chin, arch the back. And as you exhale, curl the spine. 2 more times like that. Inhale. Exhale, press into the palms. Last one. In, belly drops, chin, throat stretches, and curl. Good. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, downward facing dog. And just pedal out the feet a little bit. Right and left and right. Push into the palms steady. Maybe move the neck, the head in a no or a yes position. Okay, from your downward facing dog, just walk your feet up to your hands. Feel for this first forward fold. Drop the weight of the head, stretch the legs a little bit. On your inhale, halfway lift, lengthen out your spine. And as you exhale, fold in at the hips. Inhale to reach the arms up over the head, nice and wide. And then bring the hands right to the center of your chest. Take a few moments here, shoulders over the hips, hips over the heels, spread wide through the toes. Lift up on your knees and firm your thighs. Inhale, stretch and reach up. Here we go, sun salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down and step your feet back to the plank position. Let's keep it nice and easy. Place your knees down to the ground. Put your butt back to your heels, put your forearms down. Look forward, slide forward. Let's take a cobra pose. So hips heavy, chest lifting, shoulders on the back. Keep the back of the neck long, pull the shoulders on the back. And when you're ready, go back to downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here, in through the nose. And exhale. Look in between your hands. Step or hop or float to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep, reach the arms over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Here we go. Inhale, sweep wide and up. Exhale, fold, navel to spine. Inhale, peel the chest forward. Exhale, hands down, feet back. Knees down, butt to heels, forearms down, look forward. Slide forward, stay low, and then press yourself into the back bend. And downward facing dog. Push into the palms. In through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale. Look in between the hands, step, hop, float, top of the mat. Last one here, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sweep, reach the arms up over the head. And bring the hands to the heart. Let's go last time. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, feet back, knees down, butt to the heels. It's quick. Inhale, peel yourself forward and up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very good. Hopefully feeling a little bit of movement, a little bit of energy. Look in between the hands, walk the feet up to the hands, and let's take our first chair pose. So toes and heels touch, drop your butt low, and reach your arms up. Here we are, chair pose. Keep the weight back into your heels. Lift your chest, reach energy through the fingertips. If your shoulders are okay, put your palms together. Try and lift up and look up. If that hurts, separate the wrists about shoulers width distance apart. Keep the weight back into the heels, starting to fire up your legs. Inhale here, lift your heart. Exhale, forward fold, straight the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, place the hands down. Just going to step the left leg back. As you step your left leg back, place the knee down to the ground. Left hand is on the floor. And reach your right arm up to twist. Nice, easy low twist. Press into the left palm, like you could stack your right shoulder on top of your left shoulder. Don't necessarily worry about getting your wrists super far off to the side. Think 2 wrists, 2 elbows, 2 shoulders, 1 line. Press into your right foot. Hug your belly up and in. Let's really start to get into the fundamentals of the twist here. Roll the ribs up on the right side. Chin to shoulder, back of the neck long. You might even take this top hand. Right hand, grab the back of the skull and use that to support a long neck. So crown of the head shooting forward towards the front of your mat, and then the tailbone shooting to the back wall or to the back of your mat. Nice long spine. One more inhale here. Exhale, place the right hand down. Step the right foot back. You're in the plank pose. You can drop your knees or take a chaturanga, depending on how you feel. Up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Now let's just step the left foot forward and put the right knee down. Nice and simple. Of course, as always, if you need a block, put it under your right hand. Reach your left arm up. A few breaths here, nice and easy. Before we can start to twist the spine, we got to get rooted down. So left heel down, belly up and in. Back foot, your top of the foot can be down, or you can tuck your toes, whatever feels better. Notice if the wrist is trying to go super wide. Less of that, more of stacking. 2 wrists, 2 shoulders, 2 elbows in 1 line. So now you can really start to power up the twist, not using your shoulders, using your core. Navel up and in. Start to roll your left ribs up to the ceiling. Slow and steady. Left hand, grab the back of your skull, support the back of the neck, look into your left armpit. So imagine this spiraling energy through the tailbone, through the spine, through the crown of the head. One more breath here. Feel how the support in your skull helps you deepen the twist. Exhale, left hand down, left leg back, downward facing dog. Inhale to the plank pose. Exhale to downward facing dog. 2 more like that. Inhale to plank, just to move the energy. Exhale to the down dog. Last one, bring it forward and back. Very good. Look between your hands. Step, hop, float, top of the mat. On your inhale, halfway lift. And on the exhale, fold. Sweep and reach the arms up over the head. And bring the hands right to the heart. All right, we're going to keep moving, keep grooving. Chair pose. Butt down, wrists up. Now bring your hands to your heart, thumbs in towards your chest. Inhale to lift your chest up. Now as you exhale, take your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Use that little press of outer left arm into outer right leg to lift your chest up and look over the right shoulder. So there we are in the twist again. If this is too much, left knee comes down, you modify here. If you can keep the legs together, go for it. Butt down, draw the hips in one line. So don't let that right hip slide forward, slurp it back. One more breath here, and then look down at your right toes. Slowly shift the weight to your right leg so that you can float your left heel off the ground. Look at one point on the ground and take your left leg long behind you. Now here we are in a twist. If you need to drop that left knee, you can. Breathe here. If you'd like to extend your arms, left hand can find the block or the ground, and right arm can reach up to the ceiling. If that feels too much, keep the prayer position, thumbs in towards your chest. One more breath here, in, and as you exhale, place the hands down, frame your right foot, take the right leg back to the plank pose. Downward facing dog. Inhale back to plank, knees, chest, chin, chaturanga, any sort of vinyasa that makes sense for you today, downward facing dog. Okay, now you know what's coming. Look in between your hands, step, hop, float, top of the mat. Inhale halfway up, exhale fold. Drop your hips, sweep the arms up, chair pose, boom. Build up the heat, bring the hands to the heart. Take an inhale, lift your chest. Make some room and then start to twist. Arm to the leg. Rather than letting the chest drop like this, can you inhale to lift your sternum up to the thumbs? And exhale, belly in, hips low. Feel how the core is really the motor for this more than cranking the arm against the leg. Again, if you need to drop that right knee down, modify here. All right, rather than looking to the side, now look down over your big toes. Shift the weight into the left foot. And if you have it, right heel up and slowly start to bring that right leg long behind you. So you're in this twisted revolved lunge. If this is too much, right knee down. If you'd like, take the arm variation, extend. If you need a little support like I would under the fingers, a block is a good call. Otherwise, stay palms pressing, praying, twisting. Left foot down, belly up and in. Squeeze the hips in towards the center line. And then place the hands down, frame your front foot. Left leg back to the plank pose, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank, lower down halfway. Inhale up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Very good, a few breaths here. So really feeling how the twists when using the core can really warm you up. Bring it back to the plank and lower down. Let's take a few moments here. Seal pose. So start in Sphinx. Your shoulders, your elbows in line, forearms on the ground. And if you'd like, you can grab for your elbows just to make sure that your forearms are in the right distance. From here, press into your palms and lift the chest up. Breathe. Like you could drag your hands back and your heart forward. Little micro bend in the elbows. Keep lifting the chest up. Then put the forearms back down to the ground. So let's move into this more restorative twist. It's very different than what we've just been doing. So looking at your forearms, you're going to take your left wrist to the right hand. So, looking at your forearms, you're going to take your left hand off to the side and basically thread the needle. Oh no. So from this position, look over your left shoulder and scoot your left knee a little up. So it's almost like you're in a half frog or like a tree pose. And then extend that left leg long behind you, look forward, look over your right shoulder and scoot the right knee up a little bit. And lengthen it back out, look forward. Do that a few times, like little crawls, like you're an amphibian. Press into those forearms strong. Don't go too high with the knee, just as much as the back is able to receive today. Okay, and I want you to end with the right knee bending, looking over your right shoulder. So from that position with the right knee bent, looking over your right shoulder, take your left arm and reach it across to the right, so it's kind of like thread the needle. You'll put your left shoulder on the ground and slowly begin to peel the chest open and let the right arm open up to the side. So you're in a very natural twist, letting gravity do the work here. Breathe. Of course, the million-dollar question here is, do I put my right shoulder down or do I keep my right knee down? And the good news is there isn't a right answer. That can also be frustrating news, I suppose. So play with it. For me today, my back feels a little sensitive, so I'm going to let the right knee float, put more of my shoulder on the ground. Less intense twist. If you're feeling like you want it, the right knee can stay pinned down, and then let gravity slowly open up the chest, till eventually you get both. Big breath in. And easy breath out. One more like that, we'll use the exhale to exit. Inhale, big breath. Exhale, slowly begin to close the book. Right hand will go down by your face. You will unthread your left arm back to this Sphinx position. Right knee lengthens, right leg lengthens. Look over your left shoulder. Slide the left knee up just a little bit here. Right arm threaded underneath. Roll to your outer right shoulder and open up the left out to the side. Oh, it feels so nice, I think. You might be at home like cursing me, but I can't hear you. And you could be in somewhere in between. Maybe the left knee's floating and the left shoulder isn't on the ground. That would be fine too. It's kind of where I'm at right now. My Libra nature of balancing. But also indecision. Do I do my knee? Do I do my shoulder? I can't make a choice, so I won't do either. Just allow the breath and gravity to start to make the spine, to allow the spine to find this twist, this rotation, this revolution. One more big breath. Then as you exhale, slowly just hit rewind on the shape. Left forearm down. Right forearm down, left leg back behind you. All right. Walk the hands under the shoulders, downward facing dog. Last little bit here. Take your right leg up and step the right foot in between the hands. Again, a good opportunity for blocks, but we're going to basically set up for a pyramid pose here. So right toes facing forward, left toes off on an angle facing like 10 o'clock. If you're very tight, hands to blocks. Otherwise, the hands might find the ground. Now I want you to start to press into your right foot so that you could lift your right toes off the ground. And then think about sliding the right foot back, but it shouldn't move at all. It's just that idea of trying to slide it back. Now, take your right hand, put it to your outer right hip, and make sure that the right hip isn't slid forward, but it's coming back in space. Try and find a long spine here. Think about halfway lifting. Maybe the left hand comes off the ground. Really feel how that right foot's plugging into the ground. And then stretch the left arm forward in space. So shooting the fingertips through the crown of your head. All right, let's get into the twist. So left hand will come down to the ground or a block. And the right hand that was on the hip. Before even reaching it up to the sky, start to roll your ribs open. Push into the right foot, hug the belly up and in, power up your core. Once you can lift the right shoulder, right ribs up, slowly extend the right arm so it's just following what your shoulder is already doing. It's not fighting against it. It's working with it. Consider lengthening the back of the neck so the crown of the head can go forward. And imagine your tailbone shooting backwards in space. As your spine gets pulled in two directions, use your exhale to roll the ribs up and twist. Then put the right hand down to the ground, take the right leg up and back, move it around, a little one-legged dog play. Downward facing dog, and just let's go left side, left leg up, step the left foot through. Set up your pyramid pose. Left toes face forward, right toes turn off on an angle a bit. So again, block. I've got this credenza right here that I can use too. The great thing here about using a little prop is that you can really start to lengthen your spine rather than curling it here. Those that are flexible are able to lengthen the spine and have their hands down. But look at your left toes, spread the toes wide, lift them up, press into the ball mound of your left foot, and start to kind of slurp the left thigh back. Left hand on the outer left hip for some feedback. All right, let's get into the power element here. So, right hand off the block, reach it through the crown of your head. Press into the left foot and breathe. Keep the hips square, dialed into your stability. So now that your spine is long, put your right hand back down on a block or the ground and reach the left arm up. Left ribs floating up. Think left foot down, belly up and in. Twisting. Less about shoulder cranking open, more about belly up and in, crown of the head forward, tailbone back. You got it. One more breath in and place the left hand down. There should be some release, sweet release here. Left leg up and back. Move it around a little bit. And just a nice casual downward facing dog. From the down dog, lower the knees down to the ground and put your shoulders over your hips, over your heels here. So after that kind of folding and curling in, let's just open up the back a little here. Place your hands to the low back, fingers down, camel pose. Draw the shoulders towards the spine, lift your chest up and look up. For some of you, this might be enough. If you're feeling okay here, you can let the weight of the head drop back a bit. And if you're able to see the ground behind you, maybe you place the hands to the feet. But again, you want to be able to breathe here, so keep lifting the chest up. How do you do that? Big breath in. Slowly make your way out of camel pose. Take your time and then settle the hips to the heels. Take a few moments right there just to let the spine reset. Slowing it down, that was the peak. Now simply cross your ankles, sit down onto your butt and take your right leg out. Place the left foot to the inner right thigh. Reach your arms up, Janu Sirsasana, get nice and long in your spine, and then slowly start to forward fold here. I'm really enjoying doing it with my palms down like scaffolding. If you want, interlace your fingers, get your grip under the bottom of the foot, compress the spine, and bring your forehead to your knee, or lengthen. But let's kind of wind down the nervous system a bit, right? We kind of wound it up in the twisting. And now let's slowly just start to relax. One more breath in. And out. Very good. Slowly come up and just switch the legs. Nice and easy here. Feel both of your butt bones on the ground. Reach your arms up so you got some traction. And then forward fold over the leg. If the hands are on the ground, think about sliding your hands back and lifting your chest a little forward and up, decreasing the angle between your spine and the ground. If you've got the more active compressed version, forehead to the knee, and encourage the knee and the forehead to touch like a circuit. Two different ways to do it. Don't do both at the same time. Hopefully feeling some more integrity around your spine here as we, after twisting and kind of hugging it in, really getting into the twisting elements, the twisting aspects of the spine. You know, we don't want to just go forward and backwards. We want the spine to really be able to support natural movement. And we don't want to be like robots. So natural organic movement is asymmetrical and sometimes unpredictable. So the spine, we want to be able to move in all of the directions. One more breath in and out. All right, slowly come up. And we're going to end with the Shavasana. So legs long, palms face up. The limbs can be close to the center line or maybe a little wider. Taking your time here at the end of this practice to notice what there is to notice, physically, mentally. As always, take as much time here as needed. I so appreciate you being here, for you, for me, for each other, for this building, budding community as a whole. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.